Okay, good morning. It's Thursday, August 29th, 2013, and today I want to do a Tesla review. I had a couple requests about it over the last couple weeks, and I haven't really gone into any specific stock in depth, but I want to do a quick review on Tesla specific since I had some questions. So, looking at this bad boy over here, this is a power stock lately. And, it's become a leader. And the way you can tell is a lot of times is this volume where things are heading in and where things are going. So if you look at it before, what's been going on is look at this lower volume. And we look at charts at a longer time frame view, meaning the weekly, not the daily or intraday, and you can see what's going on, what's happening. And look at what volume has been coming in versus before. Look at the lighter volume. So you can see that this volume has just been massive. And if you go even to a longer time frame, let's just say the monthly, again, look at this stock and where it's going. It's a powerhouse. And looking at the longer time frames, you're bound to see the longer term trend. And you can see that it's very positive. Now, I like looking at it at the weekly since it doesn't have enough data to really look at it in the monthly time view. But you can see that right here, this is where kind of things were consolidating. This was the accumulation period. And stocks go through four phases. They go through the accumulation phase. They go through the markup phase, which is the one that we're kind of going through. Then they'll go through a distribution phase where things will sell, kind of start consolidating, and then the markdown phase. And they go through this over and over again. So they go through four phases. Now, if I look at it this way, and nobody really knows what phase they're in until that phase is over, okay? So looking at this phase right now, this looks like to me the accumulation phase. Now, look at the volume that's huge right here coming in. This now looks like it's the markup phase. So now the stock is being marked up by the industry leaders, by the hedge funds, by the institutions. So, I mean, if you're trying to predict this in the long-term view, it appears like it's going higher, okay? So this is where it appears to go. Now, if the market fundamentals change, if things go crises and people go running out with bombs in their hands and things start exploding with Tesla cars or whatever, then yeah, it can go lower. So looking at the weekly, looking at the 3-day, right now the trend line is heading higher. But if you entered it right here in this level, let's say April, May, then you definitely want to take some profits. If you entered with 1,000 shares, you want to take some off at 500 shares and let the rest ride. Okay, if you're entering it, maybe in June or July, you should still take some off. If you're trying to enter it now and you're trying to get profitable, the market's not holding up so well right now. Like looking at the Dow, on the daily, it broke this resistance level. But because Tesla is a strong stock right here, it's holding up well. It's holding against this trend line. Okay, so we went off of this trend line here, which is a long thing, and we went back to it. So this is a solid thing. If this breaks, then expect lower prices, and chances are it may come down to here if it breaks, or maybe to the 200-day. But for now, it's heading this way, and that's where it's going. So if you're trying to get into it now over the next few weeks, and you're trying to see where it's going to go, then, you want to be really cautious. Enter slowly, enter lightly. I don't recommend any one stock in particular. I just kind of try and share and show you what I'm looking at and what I'm seeing. Ideally, the place to get into this stock was, a lot sooner. This is, one of the ways was over here earlier when it broke this region. But really, you got to see it when this volume was kicking in right here. This is when you should have gotten in. If you didn't get in it then and you're trying to get in it now, then you're going to, you're in a little bit of a bind because you missed this huge run. You're getting in a little bit late. So for the next few weeks, if you're trying to get in now, then you just want to be really cautious. But if you were in it earlier, then just take some profits. All right? Because nobody knows where the stock is going to go. Nobody knows. So just stick to your stops and just see what happens. It's following this trend line at the moment, and it's a power stock. So that's all. Hope that was helpful. Thanks. Enjoy the day and make it a good one.